trees start to fall. The long lonely night. And now what a name. The key to my heart. You hold in your hand. And nothing else matters now. We together again. Oui, c'est ici. Bonjour, bonjour. Bienvenue pour station Hitz FM. Ça, c'est station qui va au chalet les beaux matins comme la journée à continuer. Aujourd'hui, c'est mardi. Ça, c'est 18e jour en mois à août 2020. Et nous comparons sur des fréquences 92.1 dans notre pays, 91.1 dans le pays. Et pour regarder le channel 124 Underground TV. Un point encore, mon Zédan, un point.
Un point encore.
Together again. The gray skies are gone. You back in my arms. Now where you belong. The love that I knew is within again. And nothing else matters now. We're together again. And nothing else matters now. We're together again. Oui, moi, nous ensemble encore. Et puis, comme regardez, bienvenue pour station Hitz FM. On va écouter nous à sur 92.1 dans notre pays, 91.1 dans le pays. Et quoi, si vous regardez channel 124, ça c'est Underground TV. Yes, I. Reparation. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler puis police, nous allons commencer grand bonheur. Nous allons bien bonjour pour tout le monde qui a écouté la station, tout le monde qui a regardé channel 124. Si vous avez pour quitter Caillou, make sure vous mettez pas du temps, préparez quand vous mettez radio et télévision à sous-station, channel à côté où ça ouais et côté où ça attend nous. Comme aujourd'hui, c'est 10e jour en mois. Ah oui! Et puis, ça c'est en journée. Vous expectez la pluie. Nous avons des qui a resté en côté, qui prennent pour exploder, côté qui a l'eau qui a monté. Nous avons pour prendre bonne précaution. Avec la neige, qui n'a pas nettoyer le canal. Mais nous avons bon matin nettoyer le canal puisque l'eau qui veut passer en canal. That's right. Mazédan, bonjour.
Bonjour, docteur Sécurité.
Bienvenue pour la station. Comment vous?
Moi, timide, primaire. Mais j'ai à regarder bis toujours.
Ok, comment est ça fait?
Pas ça.
Au primaire, mes yeux, vous regardez. Vous voyez?
Oui. Sauf là, on est la fièvre. Après la fièvre, j'ai pas regarder gène normal.
Ok. Nous ni Pasteur Wally à l'ligne là. Nous avons encore ça. Pasteur Wally, bonjour. Bienvenue pour la station.
Bonjour pour tout le monde, bon matin qui a écouté la station Hitz FM. Bon Dieu, bénis tout le monde.
Hitz FM. Hitz
FM.
Oui.
Moi, je veux dire bonjour pour tout le monde. Moi, je dis comme ça, que tout le monde est en bonne journée, en nom de Jésus, qu'on nous a prêté bon matin.
Go ahead.
Yes, bon matin, nous avons venu autour. Nous remercions, papa, bon matin, d'être nous parmi les vivants. Papa, ou protéger nous, fort, soya, ou mettre des souffles en dedans nous, papa, d'être nous l'explication, côté nous, après, et sorti. Nous remercions Dieu pour qu'on là, nous parler de nous. Mais où bon Dieu, because of miséricorde, pour lever nous bon matin, et nous disons merci, papa. Merci papa pour bonne santé. Merci nous à sous deux pieds nous bon matin. Nous commandons Dieu Seigneur bon matin pour protéger nous, pour guider nous, pour nous aller à sous nous, pour aider nous papa, pour nous force là et courage, pour bénir à tous nous, pour bénir sortir nous Dieu Seigneur. Papa tout ça qui a fait papa, commandons au nom de Jésus bon matin. That you can ni on wo mit nous bon matin. Nous commandons cette grâce à la bénédiction ça là. Bon matin papa. Tout ça qui a dit papa qui fait ici en bénédiction parce que yon moun ka encourager, yon moun papa qui a une force papa pour ça yo ka dit bon matin association ça là. Bénédiction, béni c'est Diane frère secret papa, even papa, inspecteur Tico qui est venu, qui a défléché papa, parole nation, qui moun qui sa comprendre loi en sacrifice et puis côté Dieu papa, yo ka obéi parole là et puis obéi papa loi sacrifice. Papa nous commandons toutes ces grâces là au nom de Jésus. Amen. Et puis amen.
Amen. Merci à pile. Pastor Wally, et qui nous fait la famille?
Nous la gâté de famille.
Ok, ça bon.
Miss Diane, bon matin, ou garçon, bright, bon matin.
Now it's Brother Wally.
Amen, amen. Bon Dieu, ben nous, avec bon Dieu, on touche bon Dieu, après nous, chérissement bon Dieu à tout. Amen.
Okay. Merci pour faire commission, puisque c'est où passer check moi hier.
Oh oui, moi, frère, right up, moi, by limo.
Ok, pas de problème. Ni à bonne journée, brother.
Merci, frère, vous aussi.
Oui, si la pièce contribution, les inspecteurs Chico commencé, ou ça couillé aussi, puisque ou ça en chauffeur, et moi-même aussi qu'à changer, quand yo volé motocar là. Ok?
Oui, frère.
C'est pas bye pour yo, garçon, c'est bye pour lui. Ok.
God bless, my brother.
Yeah, have a good one. Okay. Woo! No party.
Look how you ugly, and the man them say you look good. Then I was up, make them a say you look.
Premier monde a dit bonjour, bon matin. C'est Maman Mardi Lester. Ça veut dire, moi dis Maman. Yes, nous n'y ansel ansila à Millet. Regardez ça, il a dit. Ansila, bonjour.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Secret. Lady Diane, good morning. Lady Diane, good morning. Inspector Chico, good morning. Yeah, Dr. Secret, je voulais birthday greetings by garçon.
Oui.
Non, il c'est vous attendez moi?
Oui, vous n'êtes pas parler.
Oui, non, il c'est Jason Augustine.
Jason.
Oui.
Augustine of Millet.
Ah.
Oui, il est 24 years old, yeah, so je voulais chanter happy birthday, Bali.
24 years.
Oui.
Ok. Vous pouvez chanter ensemble?
Non, il c'est Jason Augustine.
Jason Augustine. So, vous pouvez chanter ensemble avec nous, hein?
Oui.
Ok.
Oui.
Nous pouvons chanter
Oui.
Happy Birthday, Jason. C'est quoi nous pouvons faire?
Oui.
All right. So, vous parlez?
Oui, moi pas oui, oui.
Okay, Anali. Happy birthday, Jason. Happy birthday,
Jason.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jason. Happy birthday, Jason. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Jason qui a millet. Nous ka souhaitons happy birthday. Ça ka sorti from Mama Ansela. All right. Okay,
Jason.
ça moun ça ka chanter là.
Anti-moi qui l'a acheté.
Okay.
May the good Lord, may the good Lord bless Jason.
All right.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Okay, pas de problème. Jason, ni a bonne journée à ce boulot. All right.
Okay, good morning. Yeah, have a nice day, people.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay.
Happy matin pour studio the Hitz family, President Chico, Secret Diane. Give me a joy to be this morning. It's just they have good energy and love in the studio. Blessed love. Have a wonderful everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ou pas qu'à escape, hein? De bout là. Du bout courrier là. Ou pas escape. Et qu'on suppose savent qu'il est. All right. Ça c'est le pour exercice.
Alakazam. What's the master now? Turn magician. Knick-knack, paddywhack, alakazoo. Abracadabra.
I command you to
Oui, ça c'est le pour exercice. So tout le monde met des sound ni à terre. Et puis lever la main, lever des pieds, nous allons prendre les bouts de sortie. Bon matin.
I command you.
Et ça, debout. Inspecteur. Chiffre chaise ça, bon, s'il vous plaît. All right. Oui. En allez. Oh yes, join us this morning and exercise. Yes, circulate your blood this morning. Mr. Prime Minister, come on, Mr. Opposition Leader, and all the members. Et toutes ces mounas qui sont les bitch là, dimanche, ça c'est là pour exercice. Pas avec bouche ça, mais avec pieds avec la main ça. Come on! We not do the command. Master Diane pas tellement correct bon matin, so he just assist. Et qui exercise avec upper body.
I command you. Yes, you. I command you to run, defend. I command you to get soaking wet. I command you to drink.
Come on, all religious leaders. Come on, do some exercise.
Do some exercising.
Of course.
Master Ben.
Oh yeah. Hey, Godfrey Ferdinand. Good morning. Do some exercise.
Hey, yes, boss. There, come and do some exercise.
Take it on and pick up the bell. Oh, you better wind up your way. With magic potion in your bed.
Hey, John Berry. Do some exercise with us this morning. Miss Susie Amash.
Hey, tout minibus drivers, nous allons faire exercice bon matin. Taxi drivers. Tout Weaver qui bat la place, nous allons dire quitter manger, quitter l'eau patate là. Exercise.
Tout taxi drivers.
family in past year's exercise. Mama, good morning.
That's the Henry, feed the poor, exercise. Feed the poor, that's but exercise while you feed the poor.
Jim Coco Snow.
Yes, all mercy. Workers, we're asking you all to exercise this morning. Come on.
Miss Martha and the lovely ladies down Martha Shop in Lapwet. Morning report, good morning. Exercise.
All pastors, time to pray, time to play, time to exercise. Put the Bible down, exercise this morning, time to exercise.
Hey, Dr. Secret Marshal Police Officers, exercise.
Travis!
Follow the leader.
Come on, Inspector.
Come on, Travis. Come on.
That's right.
It's the Ray exercise.
Hey, DJ Mad Cow, move! Exercise!
Balata Passi.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I gotta leave up on Jimmy now, real soon.
Okay. Yes, my goodness, the time moves so quickly. Yeah. So to all of you celebrating today, good morning and happy birthday. We have somebody who said good morning, which I don't know. That person came in around a minute before 6. Okay. Then we have Angel Berry said good morning, Dr. Secret, Miss Diane, Asylum, and also Sergeant Chico.
And
now
all realists.
Angel, yeah, and all realists. That's for sure. Now Angel Berry, Sergeant has moved up to Inspector. So he's Inspector Chico. Congratulations, my brother. Yes, thank you. And we have Boboy. That's Elnora and Setut. Setut. Good morning. Then we have Chalo on the platform. Chalo, good morning to you and all those on board your vehicle right now. Let's take that call. Yes. Good morning, Hitz FM. Good morning.
Oui, mon vieux pour yo encore. Là, non, chay moun qui pas connaître mais as Jason Boboy.
Boboy.
Oui.
You just connect con Boboy.
Oui, là, non, chay comme Wadli qui pas connaître real nom.
Okay. Eh ben, Boboy.
Oui.
Happy birthday. Okay.
Oui.
Okay, fine problem.
I am so grateful. I'm alive. Yes, I'm alive. I'm alive. If you wanna dance and sing. I'm alive.
House of Happiness, good morning. And at 20 past, which is the next 2 minutes, we will go on to Sergeant Chico. So, Miss Diane, you have 1 minute out of that 2 minutes. One.
Tout Jakai, bonjour. Tout le monde qui était ici samedi au souhait, qui a célébré et puis nous a dit bonjour et puis moi-même apprécié toute bagarre.
Okay.
Happy. Oh yes, happy. Where those smiling faces? You look beautiful, happy. Oh yes, happy.
I don't know if it's E-I or E-G.
Happy.
E-I or E-L. G Rush. L-E-L. Okay. From the distance. Okay, L J Rush. Good morning.
Happy.
He said good morning to all. Of course, yes.
We're burning flames and crazy. Where you? I love you. I'm happy to be.
Good morning to you, Morella, Kendall, Kudal, Krishna, Kud, and the entire Timon family. Yes, we have people coming in. Melissa, Sonny. Good morning. All right, our platform is getting busy, but we are closing the telephone line for requests, and we'll pass on to Inspector Chico. So if you have any question or any contribution to make that is in connection with the topic that we're going to have this morning. So, request for me. Parole Police ouvert. Station Police Hitz FM est ouvert. Now, before we go into the police, I must say good morning to our friends at Vision Express. So in case you have any problem with your spectacles, your eyes, or anything concerning your vision, visit Vision Express in all the different branches. North, Gablewoods Mall, they have one Castries, no?
Yeah, I think they have one by the square.
By the square, and also in the south. So Vision Express is the way to go to get your 2020 vision in 2020. So right now it's 21 minutes after 7 in the morning. We are going across the... Hey Julieta, good morning to you. I know you're preparing for work or just leaving the house, so have a good one. God bless. Sergeant Chico, good morning.
Morning, everybody. Miss Diane.
Morning,
Dr. Secret.
Yes, welcome.
Yes. I want to say morning to the police officers. This week we are conducting interviews for promotion. My interview is this afternoon. Well, later this morning.
Oh,
later this morning.
Congratulations in anticipation.
Yes. And it's for ranks between corporal up to inspector. So corporal, sergeants, and inspector. It's a very competitive period. And this time, so you might find a lot of officers refreshing the memory and going over the policies and procedures, because you don't know what the interviewer is going to ask you. So you have to be prepared.
So you're back at school.
You're back at school learning what you learned 30 years ago, in a night. So I want to say good luck to all the other police officers who will be having the interviews this morning. Best of luck, and hopefully by the end of September we will see the results when person's uniform or the stripes change.
Okay,
so I'm wishing myself good luck.
Yeah, I wish it.
Yeah, I wish you the same too.
It depends on me alone, today.
So there's a possibility where the white will change to Kako.
Yes.
Kako.
Hopefully.
Okay.
But I'll do my best and hope that the Lord will have His will.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
The Lord will see you through.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, Sarge, we spoke yesterday, and you give the people 1-2 things to prepare themselves for.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you have for us today? Because some people will expect to hear some things.
Yes. We're going to discuss crossing, pedestrians, the use of the road by pedestrians, because in our society a lot of the time we put blame on the drivers specifically. For when we talk about road safety, it's always the driver that his conduct comes into question. Hardly would somebody want to give the pedestrian fault in a collision. So we're going to examine the different situations and scenarios where the pedestrian puts himself at risk on the road.
Yeah.
And immediately talking in that regard, the first thing that comes to mind is crossing the road on a pedestrian crossing. Well, it's bad enough when they do cross when there is no crossing, but the way we cross the pedestrian crossing sometimes is even an issue between pedestrians and drivers. I'm going to read a section of the regulation that deals with that rule. It's found on section 112 of the regulation, subsection 3. And it reads, every pedestrian on the carriageway within the limits of an uncontrolled crossing shall have precedence within those limits over any vehicle, and the driver of the vehicle shall accord such precedence to the pedestrian. If the pedestrian is on the carriageway within those limits before the vehicle or any part thereof has come onto the carriageway within those limits. I'm going to explain what the section said. And that is where the conflict usually comes. It says every pedestrian who's on the road or within the uncontrolled pedestrian crossing. Now, an uncontrolled pedestrian crossing is one where there are no traffic lights controlling it. So it's uncontrolled. It's just a painting on the road. That area, once you're within those white lines, you are deemed to be within the limit of the pedestrian crossing. Yeah.
For example, we'll say the pedestrian crossing by Massey.
By Massey, yes. Yes, there are no lights. There are nothing.
Right.
There is nothing controlling it. So, other than a pedestrian light that comes on or a sign, you have to evaluate the traffic before coming as a pedestrian.
Because what I notice some people do, they just
cross the road.
Right.
Because it's a crossing, they just cross.
But what I think in essence that should be done, you see the oncoming vehicle, in fact the moving vehicle,
yes.
Before you cross, you go, you step, you stop. Let the driver see you coming, then let the driver stops, and then
you proceed.
Right.
Yes, that's exactly what the passage is saying.
Okay.
It says, once a pedestrian is within the limit, he has the precedence, he has the right or privilege to cross. And the driver, seeing him, have to give him that privilege. If, remember there is an if the pedestrian is already on the road. So, I will give you an example. There is a pedestrian crossing on Brazil Street, near the civil status. The pillars of that building is right on the edge of the carriageway, on the sidewalk. If you are crossing from that building across to the square, you ought to allow the traffic proceeding towards headquarters to see you, because you will be coming from around that pillar. There are about 2 or 3 pillars on that building, from that building. So you have to stop. Now the approaching driver is aware, anybody who drives in Castries should be aware that there is a crossing on that street. In fact, there are 2 or 3, but we are dealing with that particular one.
On Brazil
Street.
Opposite the square.
Yes. So you ought to, if you are on the carriage, but behind that pillar, it is wise and prudent for you to stop, observe what's coming, let the driver see you, and then he will accede to you, and then you will proceed across the road. Like you said, Miss Diane, a lot of, and you see adults doing that. The children show a better approach to the crossing of the road than most adults, because you see adults on their phones digging in the bags or in their purses, especially the ladies, and they just cross the road. They're texting and they're crossing. They're not even making eye contact with the driver on either side of them. You may think that because you are seeing the driver that he's seeing you. That may not always be so.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you're watching, but you're not seeing. Sometimes you as the driver, your eyes are ahead of you, but your mind, because your mind is elsewhere, you may not see somebody right before you. So you as the pedestrian have to take that into account. The driver may have a lot on his mind, although he may be at fault if he knocks you, but you don't want to risk an accident in a situation like that, because the vehicles won't feel pain. It is up to you to ensure that the road is clear before you move and the traffic stops. Yes.
Now, one of the things that I observed, pedestrians always feel to themselves that they can walk across the pedestrian sign anytime at all without making eye contact. And like you said, I have seen people on a daily basis crossing the pedestrian sign, especially women texting.
Yes.
You understand? Mm-hmm. And they feel to themselves, oh, that's the pedestrian sign, you must give me time for me. And some of them even stopping, talking to each other.
Knock me out.
On the sign.
Yes.
With that knock me attitude. Some of them even saying it. You know? Let us acknowledge Lorna Matre. She said, good morning. And we have somebody all the way from Fonse Jacques Soufre that she sent me a message saying that she watching us. So the number is 489-4781. So Shara, you can send a message on the platform, or you can also call a voice note as well. People, we are accepting voice notes. Send in your voice. We can take your contribution via voice note, and you will be part of our program. No problem.
Yes.
Now, Sarge. Inspector.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing that is very important, on that same Jabati Street, let us say you are coming from the supermarket, two vehicles approaching. The first one gives you the okay. But that doesn't mean to say you have to walk right through, because the second one may not know somebody is coming.
Yes. Yes.
And I've seen that happening on several occasions.
Yes.
That is why when I am crossing, I'm very particular.
Yes. It's a good thing you brought up that point, because one vehicle stopping for you and the adjacent vehicle, you can cross up to the point in front of that vehicle that is stopped, to ensure that the other one realize that that vehicle is stopped and will stop for you. A common area again where that happened, and accidents have actually happened that way, is on John Compton Highway near the gas station.
Okay.
With speed, and in that area persons are speeding even more.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're crossing towards the school or from the school, the traffic, if you cross in from the southern side, sorry, there is only one lane. So the driver, if he sees you and you stop, nothing else is coming. But the northern side, there are 2 lanes going north. So you always have to look for the inner lane, the inner traffic. Because if that driver is not paying attention, that's why you have to keep eye contact, whilst you crossing the road.
Yeah, because what you say is so true. There are people that believe to themselves that the driver is seeing me.
Seeing me, yes.
And a lot of drivers, their eyes just be on their phones.
Yes.
Their eyes on their phones.
Or their minds not.
Or their mind elsewhere.
Yes.
Especially if we see they having problem with Miss Diana at home. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to our platform again. We have Madeleine Alexander Babono. She said good morning. And we have a voice note. I do hope that is in connection with the program, because we're not accepting any requests right now. So I will listen to the voice note first, and if it's in connection with what we are saying, then we will play it so everybody else can hear. D'accord, Saj?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yes, but it is today it's a very rainy day. The bus drivers, I guess they like that condition because they would be making much more profit, because Dr. Secret, on an ordinary day, they wouldn't make as many trips. But today, when people are forced to use the buses, they have greater returns in their pockets. So, Chalo, good morning. The umbrellas, pedestrians who are standing or crossing the roads with umbrellas on a day like today, they have to be careful not to let the umbrellas obscure their view of the traffic. Now, when you're dealing with vehicles such as motorcycles, on a day like today, a rainy, cloudy day, where the place is dark, you may hear the motorcycle and not see it because of its size and its speed. That is why you always have to be careful, even if you're on a pedestrian crossing, to move across the road with haste. Don't run, but move like you want to cross the road. Earlier on, Doc, you said about people who are digging the bags, searching for their glasses, answering a call whilst they are crossing the road.
Hugging each other,
yes,
on the
pedestrian
sign.
Yes. And some of them are making risks with the traffic, especially Bridge Street.
Yes.
Between the bank and Blue Coral.
Blue Coral, yeah.
Once you stop there, now that lane, that road is dual carriage. So if you're on the western side of the road, coming from the bank, and I am on the eastern side going down, there is nobody crossing. I am free to go. But what normally happens, one pedestrian would cross the road, and in between there is a gap. But the second pedestrian realizes traffic is coming. So what he does, he runs from the western end to cross into the eastern end.
That happens every day.
And the driver may not be anticipating you doing that. That's why it's not safe to run across the pedestrian. And children do that a lot too. So you ought to walk briskly, not fast, not running, sorry, briskly across. Like it's your business to cross, and the driver will acknowledge you.
We have a call. Let's take it. Good morning, Hitz FM.
Good morning, Dr. Secret, Lady Diane, Sergeant Chico.
Morning.
Saj, I have something I would like for you to clarify for me.
Excuse me, not judge, not Sarge anymore.
Inspector.
Correct yourself.
Good. Hope all goes well today, anyways.
Yes, thanks.
All right. Let's head over to the arcade, right at the corner. At the edge of the print tree, where I think there's a big almond tree or something of the sort there.
Yes.
People tend to cross there, and in between the aisle, that little I don't know if you want to call it a mini roundabout or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
There's provisions made for people to pass through to get to the other side. So either you go into the arcade or you're going over on the other side to head down to where the Lacquer bus stand is. You follow me?
Yes, I know.
Now, when you look at that area, you can see that it was designed for pedestrian to cross, but there's no markings.
I thought I saw markings the last.
No, there's none. There's none, especially on Jeremy Street. When you're crossing over Jeremy Street to go on the other side.
Yes.
And that's where I find is the most problems, because you find that the traffic that is going in front of the arcade that's going to head down to the highway, they try and come to the highway.
Yeah.
That traffic is usually slower, but the traffic going straight into the market is usually a little faster.
Yes.
Right? So whilst you can cross there, no problem in front of the arcade, when you get to the other side, the Jeremy Street side, it becomes a bit more difficult. And I find people get stuck in that middle there. Drivers are going about their business. No one is stopping to let them pass. Yes. I think that definitely some marking should be put there to have the drivers more aware, because I'm not sure. Is it an official crossing?
It's a control crossing. The lights are just not working.
But the lights are never working.
The lights have not been working for years. Yes.
Right.
But I understand what you're saying. That used to be a controlled. Well, it's a controlled crossing. Just that the lights are not. It was meant to be. But if there are no markings, there should be. Now that area you're speaking about, because of the flowers and that little calming area there, I don't like crossing there myself, because drivers, like you say, drivers don't take it.
Right.
People coming from that little clearing area there. So what I normally do when I'm crossing there, when I'm walking there, I would walk along the arcade sidewalk towards Valmont, and then I would cross in the straight of way,
which doesn't have a crossway at all.
It doesn't have, but you have, because you're further from the corner, you can see the traffic. You can assess the traffic,
and that's the dangerous too, because I mean you because of the lack of the markings and the lack of awareness on the driver's part, you find that pedestrians are forced now to cross into what is more dangerous in the sense of crossing the highway.
Yes.
So I think something definitely should be done. If City Council is listening, let's see if we can get some paint down on the floor there by next week. I think that's easy enough to do.
That's
because the lights haven't been working for years. So whenever one fails, we have to have a plan B.
I agree.
And I've seen enough women with children struggle to cross that area right there.
That's
all right.
True. That's true.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. That's a very good observation there. Now we have one of your colleagues. Bossman, I'm getting a feedback that coming right back to me. So try and organize that, please. All right. One of your colleagues, let me just play the voice note. All right, there we go.
Hey, good day, Dr. Secret and Lady Diane. I would like to commend the acting inspector for his dedication to the show. It's an amazing show I usually watch. I just want him to know that the job that he's doing is so amazing, especially it helps in improving the image of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, and bridging that gap that sometimes is always there between the public and the police. So big up Acting Inspector Chico, and I am looking forward to you appearing on my show. So let us make that happen. I will get in contact with you sometime later today. This is Acting Sergeant Zachary Hippolyte, the host of Police Insight. Good job, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now,
Thank you.
let me answer you, Mr. Hippolyte. You're not taking Inspector Chico away from here, thinking that you will not come here as well.
No.
An exchange.
Yeah, exchange is no robbery.
Yeah, exchange is no robbery.
Sergeant Hippolyte,
Yeah.
make arrangement for next week.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
the Lord serves.
Yes.
What I will do, if we invite him and he don't come, I go in all the way Riviera meter
Yes.
and pick him up.
Oh, you know
Okay.
where to find him.
I know.
You have the handcuffs.
But I have ropes. I have everything.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Yes, sir. What the last caller said, it is something that is happening all the time. People feel that they can just cross. I have seen ladies walking across with 2 children, one on either side.
And one on
Your
shoulder.
On the shoulder. And it makes it risky. In fact, they're taking a risk by doing that. Because sometimes the driver that is coming from by the market, right, look up, down, when I say market, in front of the arcade, to turn into Jeremy Street, right. Sometimes you have a vehicle coming from the market, that driver feel that he can take a chance and turn right, and here you go, 2 persons crossing the road, which you have to apply brakes immediately. So the driver that is coming from the market, which you did take the chance because you feel you can make it, is either he hit you or he get very close to you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's true. And Sergeant Zachary, I after this week, when we get over with the our interviews and so on, we'll meet. But Sergeant Zachary hosts that show, and a lot of people take it for granted that you just come into the show and it's easy, but we have to do your research, and it sharpens you. So that's why I chose to, despite today being the day it is, I decided to still come and do what we do on a regular basis to update the public and into matters of traffic concerns. Yes, that's why it's important, Doc, that the signs be revisited occasionally by the authorities. We have had, throughout this show, we have had a lot of calls concerning the pedestrian crossing at Shock, just off that turn from Alan Bousquet, on Alan Bousquet Highway from the Shock roundabout. And we believe that, in fact, the callers have suggested that I too hold that opinion that that crossing can be further onto Alan Bousquet Highway.
Yeah, especially the place where... Sorry. Especially the place where they sell the coconuts.
Yes,
yeah,
further down there. Because there are walkways, footpaths that the pedestrians can use to go further from the corner. We have had one fatal accident there. Mm-hmm. And it was soon after they opened that road. That road, yeah. Yeah, and we have had other accidents because I mentioned on a previous show that a driver told me, a pedestrian told me, he was struck there by a vehicle coming from the highway, and he had a fractured leg and so on. So we do have situations where the signs have to be revisited occasionally. Okay. Now, on a perfect day, when the conditions are conducive for both driving and walking. It's not that bad. But on a rainy day like today, when visibility is poorer and persons are in more haste to run across the road to avoid rain and so on, you have that extra risk happening. And the authorities should revisit those areas and correct it.
Okay. We have somebody on the platform. Read that, Ms. Diane.
Madeleine Alexander. Yes, with the phones exchange. Why people have that mentality, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's pedestrians don't regard themselves as being responsible for their actions, and it's the same mindset I mentioned in the beginning. They are of the view that if they are knocked by a vehicle, that the driver is the one to answer the question and not them. It's an attitude that you have developed amongst us that we need to change, because the rules of the road apply to drivers as well as pedestrians.
Okay, thank you. We have another voicemail. I do hope he's in connection. Oh yeah, let's go.
Acting Inspector Chico, and good morning, Lady Diane and Dr. Secret. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm a bit nervous. I'm making my contribution on the road crossing and trafficking. As a civilian of this country, I realize we Lucians, and I'm not just saying we, like taking out myself out of it, we Lucians, I realize we reach the point where we get lazy. We like easiness. We like to skylark when it comes to the road because we think the road is ours. But we have to respect the drivers also. But some of us like to because they have the crossroad, we feel like we just can cross the road when we feel like, when we want, and insult the drivers. But what we fail to realize, the road is the driver's own more than us. So we feel we have that privilege, we just don't cross the road. We don't want to walk anymore. We don't want to exercise ourselves anymore. We park illegally. Yes, because we don't want to walk too far to go and park our vehicle where the right place is supposed to be parked. And we do not want to cross where we're supposed to be crossing, and take our time and stop and make sure that the driver has seen us before we cross that road, because we feel we have the right to just cross because the crossroad. That's my contribution. I am nervous, so please don't laugh at me.
Relax. All right. You heard it. Yes. I didn't say it. I just played it. Let's take that call before you think such. All right. Hitz FM, good morning.
All right, good morning again. My second call in. You know, on thinking about it, Saj, I believe that we ought to also revisit a lot of the streets in Castries, especially. Some of them, they have what I would call, if we say habitual crossing points. And there's no crosswalk. Let's take, for instance, right in front of the city police office, going into the little park there. I mean, if you stand at that corner right there, within 20 minutes, you could probably count 1,000 people crossing right there.
Yes.
And there's no crossing. There's no markings, none of that. Yeah. There's still a lot of other streets in the city where we need to revisit and put down the markings, because then what happens is, if pedestrians don't have official crossing points, they'll cross wherever. So you have two people crossing the 100 meters, another two people crossing 50 meters away from them, and it just becomes, like a scramble to get to the other side of the road. I think also one other thing is, I know we often tend to compare ourselves to bigger countries, which is fine, because we have to look at the developments that they're doing. They, for instance, let's take a city like Toronto. Toronto have what they call a four-way scramble in terms of crossing. So you have an intersection, at that intersection you have a 4-point crossing. With the traffic lights, the traffic light will stop traffic in all directions and give pedestrians 2 minutes to cross, especially in very high traffic area. I mean, we don't have to go to that extreme, but we should start to look at some of the bigger countries and adapt some of their policies, maybe minimize them to fit into our lifestyle, and then go from there. But we definitely need to look at putting more crossing in the city. If we want to encourage people to use the crossings, they have to be there.
Yes.
And is that habit that we pick up because look, there's no crossings, I cross anywhere, so wherever I am, whether there's crossing or not, I'll cross.
Yes.
So I think the authorities have their part to play, and in all fairness, they have to make the effort to make sure that certain high traffic areas, and like I said, to me that is one of the highest ones right there, right in front of the city police office. There should be is something that they should definitely look at, and then throughout the rest of the city, maybe do a little survey, have a few people to walk around and see where people are crossing most. The other one is on the northern side of what I spoke about earlier, in that crossing by the arcade.
Yes.
That intersection, as a matter of fact, it is too big to not have either walking traffic lights or crossing points.
Yes.
You find pedestrians trying to run between vehicles in that 4-point area all the time. So we need to set the example. The authorities need to set the example if they want the citizenry to follow suit. Lead by example. So put them down, and then you encourage people to cross.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Color.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I have to agree. That intersection, Jeremy and Pena, somebody called that anything can happen intersection. Because you have people crossing left to right, right to left.
And they just don't care.
And they just don't care. The traffic has to, and you have two turning traffic. You have traffic turning from the east and traffic turning from the west.
That's right.
To that bus stand. You have northern traffic going south towards Armour. So you have 3 lanes of traffic coming across that road, and persons are just crossing. It's time, like the caller said, we look at overpasses. But I know that intersection is due to, there have been talk about creating a roundabout there, and hopefully overpasses, because too many people are crossing too many areas on the road, and that reduces the traffic flow in the city and causes a lot of issues.
No, let us revisit Chaussee Road. If you notice, on Chaussee Road there is only one pedestrian crossing
near the health center. Yes.
And that is a very long stretch.
That's one of the longest streets in town.
And it shows it's from Calvary
to Marshall.
Right.
Yes.
I think they need. There's another one just by.
There's
Kaku.
One by the Kaku bus, Marian Street.
Marian Street. Yeah, just by Pollution.
But
now,
we
the
we
caller
would agree
before
that
make some points that's very interesting and important. People become lazy now. They don't want to walk. Imagine somebody who comes to the bank. You get a parking spot in the boulevard. You go to the bank. When you come from the bank, you have to go by the market. You take in your car. You drive in to go down by the market, making rounds to look for a parking spot. That will prevent you from walking at least 5 minutes. Inspector, you have seen me on my feet many times walking around Catherine. There are times I go all the way on the Chaussee Road, going back to the boulevard. I go in all the way by Lucy Lake. I do a little walking. And it's not just for the parking spot, but I don't want police to charge me. Why taking money to pay a ticket? Especially these days to get a COVID charge.
Yes.
You know? So the lady said she's a bit nervous, but we all understood what she said.
Oh, yes, yes.
You have a bag you can easily handle. You already have a parking spot. Even if you make 2 free trips, Miss Diane, to your vehicle, you go buy more. Whatever you buy, you put it in your vehicle. Then you go across by the square. You buy whatever you buy and come and put it in your vehicle. All that helps you
exercise,
to burn
the calories,
the fat, the grease around your heart. But women nowadays, they don't want to walk. Jik extension zorte. You can meet it because you can. Let me just let the people know that it's 8:01 in the morning and we're discussing traffic with the police and other things. You're listening to 92.1 in the north and 91.1 in the south.
And we're
viewing channel 124
Underground TV.
Underground TV. So my people from Soufrière, I know you are probably digging under the sulfur springs, but you only have to tune to 124 to view us. We have a call. Let's take it. Hitz FM, bonjour.
I have a feeling that you need to start paying me, but these are very good. I mean, I really commend you guys this morning, especially traffic and pedestrian traffic in Cash is really sometimes can be very dangerous. And one of the things I actually wanted to talk about, and it just kind of sort of slipped me the last call. Saj, let's take that Jeremy Street traffic light right by the the Bexar bus stand there.
Yes.
All right. You coming from Shostay as a driver. When you get to the light's red, you stop for your pedestrians. But if you're coming from, let's say, for instance, the southern, that would be the southern, or you're headed north, right, on Jeremy Street, the traffic there has a green light. So you have the traffic going south, getting a red light for pedestrian to cross, and the traffic that's coming from, let's say, the arcade on Jeremy Street, they have a green light. I often see people crossing there. They're in the middle of the road, and the oncoming traffic from the southern end is coming right through because he has a green. What is the situation there? So you basically have 2 lanes of traffic.
Yes.
One stop to give pedestrians a right away, and the other one has a green light to proceed north. Have you ever noticed that, Sarge?
I have not noticed the one turning north from Jeremy.
Well, the one headed north will be on the other side of the intersection.
Are you? I'm not clear.
Okay.
Believe you. I believe you saying the one turning left from Darling Road onto Jeremy.
No, okay. Let's just build a picture here. All right, you see where the Super bus stand is?
Yes.
Like right at the edge of the Super bus stand and Jeremy Street, the light right in front of you there at the beginning of the intersection. That light is usually green when the other light coming is red. I understand the intersection is there, but if a driver is going right through, he automatically believes he has the right way to go right through.
Yes.
When it should be a green for him to make a right turn.
Yes.
So I think something definitely needs to be done with that, because you have pedestrian crossing who's been given a right away by the light and the driver, but you have another driver who feels that he has the right way to go straight through that intersection.
Yes. I see what you're saying. I never saw it that way, but I know there was an issue with the left turn from Darling Road. So when you come down by Daly's, when you're making a left, your light is green and the pedestrian light is green at the same time.
So
that was
what
an issue
happened?
before. Yes.
What I've noticed in that intersection is that you would have the Darling Road traffic turning left, and the straight through traffic from Jeremy Street going north having the same right of way, which is the green, and the southbound has a red. So you find the pedestrian gets sandwiched between these two lights.
Yes. Well, if
which
that
is controlling the same intersection.
I agree. If that is so, it's wrong.
It should be looked at. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thanks again.
Yes. And like the caller said, that that intersection has always posed a problem because it's one of the busiest pedestrian crossings in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have somebody who said,
Good morning, family. It was nice listening to the program, but I'm leaving the house now.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much. We have another call. C'est nous-mêmes. Bonjour, bonjour. Bienvenue pour Hitz FM. Nous là. Nous là.
On va t'entendre bien.
Ah, si, oui.
All right. Bonne question pour l'inspecteur.
Oui.
À présent, moi, il faut bailler. Et puis à présent, on m'a dit 4 polices pour venir en l'état. Mon question veut demander, ouais, pas de problème de police pour venir à ces bails ça.
Oui, police qui a délègue tout 3 KPI, c'est ça, police.
Tout 3 KPI.
Oui.
Ok. Si John Brown dit union tiers, et puis qu'il a venu à Panté.
Oui.
Ça, on va faire. On va faire aussi mon sanitaire avant. Et bon, de ce cas-là, plus il va payer $200 pour de ce cas-là.
Ça m'a dit, si un monde a réclamé Théo, on te vis-à-vis Théo, et qui voulait mener, qui m'a dit, surveillant, il n'est pas pour une notice. Il n'est pas pour servir avec une notice. Au cas où là, les joueurs, sur les apportés à fait bailler, il a monté au pégou, avec il a monté mon pégli. So, où ça fait une journée, pour donner du temps off travail, et on est pour venir. Mais, pég là, pas pég où? Pég là, c'est pég gouvernement. Pour ça, ou pas ni pour chiffre pég. Là, il y a des gens qui ont joué pég pour voler thé. Bon, ou pas ni pour toucher pég la pièce. Pég là, c'est pég empire. Ouais, même en cricket. Ligne là, si bateau pas à derrière ligne là, you can run out. Ligne ça, c'est ligne empire. Ou pas ni pour toucher ces pég ça.
Empire, c'est gouvernement.
Oui, empire, c'est gouvernement.
Et puis police ça venu.
Police ça venu là pour make sure la panique gourmet because by test by chay ruru. Désagrément. C'est l'année monde qui bill la sous terre. Si vous là où observer ça et coucouiller apporter on est pour ni police là because de les monde là ni pour croiser kaili tout qualité bail sur ça c'est bail goti boss.
Ça, là, moi, je vais demander. Là, non problème, c'est ça, c'est bas.
Oui.
Et puis, mon dos qui vient à Panté, et maintenant, il dit c'est à Crown.
Oh, ok.
Et puis, pour les vignes là, et puis, qu'on fusil au bail qu'on a. Et pour moi, je dis, pas de problème, ça, là, le Premier ministre de vignes là. Le Premier ministre dit pour vous, mon pièce terre. Ma qui problème ça là de manière un problème très grave les mal si nous avons payé police là de manière au pays on pour venir l'été bon si nous ça mon gars battre mon bail bon hein
oui
et puis ouais police là fini là tout monde dans l'été et police a dit c'est terminé bon l'été c'est ma si police a fait ouais papier terre ma
oui well, police pas qu'à lire papier te bay mon si on police pas qu'à lire papier te bay moun. Si on croit mon sous terre, même si on montre me pegou, massa dit c'est original peg glass. So pour ça on est pour qu'à point en appétit pour yo vier lever ces peg là. Ça yo pour lever peg. So police pas ça détermine ça par quoi yo.
C'est pour ça pas police ouais bah mouvement police pas dit mon about terre, il pas dit rien about ça.
Non, police quand il dit ou acheter surveilleur, mais police pas quand il venir dire ou Dr. Secret ou à soutenir nom là unless it's obvious. Mais si c'est un bail qui
ça il dit moi il fait ça, il dit moi c'est mon bougla c'est pas le terre bougla, il y a pas terre mon c'est ça c'est terre bougla ça bougla dit c'est terre.
Well, apporter un gouvernement qui a solvé ces bails ça. Because tout est register. L'année, depuis le register et qu'on y baille, gouvernement s'avoue mon pour lever peg like where qui laisse qui doit oui.
C'est ça gouvernement dit qu'il fait. Gouvernement dit right now il qu'il try lever terre à présent qu'il savent.
Oui.
Bagay ça à présent mon veut bailler ça qu'il solve.
Oui.
Aller land registry, aller garder pour ça fêter. Là aller land registry, des pour bay noir, yo kay faire un search baou, yo kay faire research là baou et puis yo kay mettre un chimère aussi posé.
Pour ça on a des questions. Est-ce que police a de plus bougla d'identité ou de bougla de peut descendre là ou de cap y aller?
Non, police ça pas ni pour travail pour là encore. C'est pas because mon nan ka paye pour venir là pour dire Miss Diane tie Kylie là ou kay just accepter des goodly et mettre plus problème. Police pas supposé intimider. Non.
OK, l'autre dernière question on veut demander. Ouais, on a en fait et puis on va matcher statement là. Statement là match, il va matcher ban moi. Combien de copies il y a? Il y a une copie et bien pour une copie. Ou des polices là chaque une copie.
Police là qui peut statement tout from ça va en copie because c'est statement tout. Si vous voulez une copie pour insurance là because they même bail là ou dit police là insurance là voulait un statement tout so you can just buy une copie. Mais c'est statement tout so ou ça ni une copie ça pas un problème.
Ça fait, ouais, pour ça match en copie. Et puis quand il match en copie, il a bon copie.
Ça ou dit il a écrit, il pas écrit ça il veut. So depuis vous voulez, il a bon copie, il supposé bon copie.
OK, si l'on des polices, on va dire nous ça police qui a sous vacances.
Non, il y a police qui a fait qu'est-ce là. Dès qu'il fini mais c'est yon qui in charge.
Donc, OK, si l'autre là sous vacances à présent, l'autre là présent.
Non, si police a les vacances, il n'y peut faire report avant d'y aller avec mener un tweet. Vacances pas supposé empêcher police là bah un report.
Il pas aussi un report.
Non.
Et puis c'est mon autre problème encore. Il joue l'audience là. Pourquoi ça sous pas ça venir? Pourquoi ça la police pas ça venir? Même bail ça quand chaud.
Non, si vous pas ça venir l'audience ou malade ou out of pays, depuis vous voyez une excuse by l'audience là, ma histoire. Ou dit police là au caïdo ou qu'a vie bon tel temps. Yo kay avoué qu'est là yo ça commencé qu'est là les ou vini yo kay samanzo pour vie parler mais là toute qualité manière là ni toute situation ni en manière pour corriger
tout bail pour corriger
oui
ça on va monter là c'est non c'est pour ça pas qu'à venir des case fait case by case dismiss. Et c'est pour ça pas qu'un charge pour ça.
Well, ça veut tout police là ni pour follow case là, so ils savent qui joue qui case là et si pas qu'à venir. Même manière on ni pour vous une excuse pour dire qui raison ou pas là. Police là ni pour faire même bail là. Police là quand une charge tout ça, il pas venir l'audience.
Une charge?
Oui. Mais en dedans c'est pas l'audience, en dedans station là.
On donne ça une charge.
Oui. Police là ça il fait job lui tout.
Oui, ça fait job tout le monde il pas venir et puis
oui.
Sans encore venir au match on bail ban moi. On a deux matchs on bail ban. Là vous qui ça pas matcher ban.
Police là ni pour lui tout ça il matché. Les ou dit en parole, oui.
Ben si me dit pas venir, me dit ban moi tout à présent, ban li tout. Regardez.
Oui, si il s'allie ba ou be quitter ou li. Ça c'est loi.
Oh, c'est loi.
Oui.
OK. Bon, c'est des questions. Ouais, pour mes questions moi demander hein.
Oui.
Ça non problème en bas le bail,
oui.
Et puis le gouvernement, il dit pas ouais en bas là. Ils m'ont poussé puis dit bail qu'a fait même et puis il dit théâtre. Et puis il dit qu'il vient qu'il m'a dit mon qu'a vinn faire comme ben le théâtre. Et puis mon qu'a vinn police. Moi ça on capable bail test, ou ni test ou qu'a bonner 4 moun. Ou pour ni all 4 ces moun là.
Oui.
On capable tenter.
Oui.
Ça me semble. Et pour on capable tenter pièce ces moun pas ça vous capable tenter.
Non, ça pas si vous fait quoi.
Oui, mais depuis moi lever ma maille. De pourquoi apprendre si c'est 4 coins au bord pour là.
Tout le monde est pour là.
Tout le monde pour ça.
Oui.
Pourquoi apprendre personne pas ça.
Oui.
Donc par exemple si on rentre en l'air, si on pas rentre en l'air.
Oui.
OK.
OK.
Right.
Merci un pile. Nous va 11 minutes.
OK.
Nous va 11 minutes. Merci un pile.
All
right. Yes, you listening to Hitz FM 92.1 in the north and 91.1 in the south. And we're also viewing channel 124 Underground TV. We are discussing traffic and we have also gone into land. No, I have to tell you, Isamlania combat about 11 pute. It's 18 minutes after 8 and we are going down to 8:40 thereabout. So we have a call, let's take it. Hitz FM, good morning.
Morning, Dr. Secret.
Morning, Charlo.
Morning, Miss Dan.
Morning, my dear.
Inspector, morning.
Morning.
Bon, il y a ma balle trafic.
Oui,
moi ça non trafic, mais ma balle trafic. Ma fait moi t'en abord terre, moi s'il pas là la terre. Mais moi t'en inspecteur il y a bon matin là, moi juste voulais ba ti parole là tout ça. Because l'on ka travailler à côté. Et tout ça promotion ka venir là. Là na chaque différent bail qu'après coup là. Et bon matin moi révéler descendre à ça because l'on ouais place là qu'on ka travailler la promotion là ni monde qui ka provoque des mou. À la cité water ça. Là le monde qui a été regardé. Qui a tout ces là ça. Mais bon matin moi juste les audio inspecteur bon matin. Bon après des bon. Là maintenant nous dit ça. Because ça pour tellement longtemps on a force là ou deserve à position. Bon dire qu'il fit pour position au niveau maintenant. Et puis regardez n'importe evil force qui peut gagner péché au bon matin nous va venir contre clé. Et côté ribon dire qu'il souffre. So, on a pour just à ce bon Dieu. Because c'est bon Dieu qui crée le ciel et puis la terre et tout ça qui est dedans. Non pas un homme qui a quitté bon Dieu et qui fait tout ça.
Hello. De laisser ça café. Hello.
Okay.
Are you there? De laisser ça café. But il a toujours but nous pas attendre. So go ahead, Judge. Inspector, sorry.
Yes, Chalo. Thanks for the words of encouragement. Like you say, we are aware that there are all rumors I don't. That's not something I believe in. But we hear it, and we have to be aware that there are so many things happening. But that's not. I leave everything in, my ability and God, man. I don't worry about what people may do or what for promotion. I'm not concerned about that. So when I leave here, I'm going straight to prepare myself for that interview and continue the rest of my work for the day.
God's blessings upon you.
Yeah.
We still have 9 minutes. People, you could send your voice note and also your WhatsApp. The platform is right in front of us. We will definitely read it and comment on it. 489-4781. 489-4781. Ukakute la voix Dr. Sigwe, many co-host Melepi et Mazedan, il était absent hier, so nous avons coupé en laisse aller. So, and Inspector Chico. Oh, yes.
Doc, I wanted to, before we close, take a look at the persons who are crossing the dual carriage way between the barriers. And I'm looking at a section there, and I'm wondering if that section would not be an appropriate section to charge them. And the section is section 112, subsection 8. It reads, no pedestrian shall remain on the carriageway within the limits of a crossing longer than is necessary for the purpose of passing over the crossing with reasonable dispatch. I'm wondering if that section and the penalty for that section would be contained within the general penalty, and it's a fine of $2,000. I'm wondering if that section would not apply for the people they call the jaywalkers.
Jaywalking, yeah.
Because, it was only yesterday I came down from the north. And can you believe in the rain? Whilst the rain is pouring heavy, there is a man standing between the pole and that barrier, waiting to run across the road.
Is it by Megages?
No, it's by Valmont.
Okay.
Valmont, busy junction.
Busy. But you know, at Shock, the government can make a lot of money because people coming from Babono, Balata, those areas, they don't like to walk across on the walkway. They always want to squeeze themselves between the barriers. So the government can make some money there.
I saw a guy run across the barrier with a baby.
Huh?
He run across from Megaji's side, jump on the barrier, run to the northern side, holding his baby. I believe this man doesn't have good head, because I don't understand how somebody can do that.
Sarge, Inspector, look, you getting some talks there.
Yes.
And he did not big up his
wife.
Family, the people listening.
All right,
Mrs. Chico, good morning. I am not the one, but he's the one. We have another voice note. Let's take it to hear what that person have to say. That's let's take it.
So what happened, Dr. Secret, man? But all the time I heard you, I've been speaking, man, and you not heard me, man. That's the work of the enemy, man. But don't worry, man. The enemy cannot prevail this morning.
in the name of Jesus. Bless thee, my brother.
You see, Sarge, Inspector, we keep saying hello, 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 nothing.
Yes.
And that's it?
Yes.
Yeah. We have another voice note up there. Let's take it.
Inspector Chico, as you go, may the favor of the Lord be upon you. May his countenance shine upon you. And also believe that no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. Go in no other name, but in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as we have already prayed for you. You are covered under the blood of Jesus. Oh, it is well. All things are possible with the Lord. God bless you.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Voice note that's coming in.
Yeah.
We have another one. Let's take it. Look up for you today.
Just wanted to wish Sergeant Chico all the best today. We need more officers like you in the force. You have built up yourself very, very well, Sergeant Chico, and we are supporting you and hope that the powers that be will recognize your contribution towards policing in St. Lucia, and we wish you all the best. I think the entire nation is behind you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. 27 minutes after 8. So, Miss Diane, do you wish to say anything to Sergeant Chico?
Yes, Inspector. You are with my prayers throughout the day. Good things come to those who wait. And the Lord sees you deserve it. He will shower you with his blessings. And I want to say to the listeners out there yesterday, those who called me, I was listening. I appreciate your support. And I need to say a big thank you to the boss himself, Mr. Vibert. When he heard that I was not feeling well, he took time off from whatever he was doing to cheer me up. Thank you again. And Doc, the Hitz FM family who were concerned about me, my heart goes to you all. Thanks.
Okay. Somebody told me they heard you are under the waters. I said you're not any submarine. So what you doing under the water? Anyway, Miss Diane, I miss you yesterday because you know it was not business as usual. But nevertheless, I am happy that you are here this morning. And there are quite a lot of people who met me yesterday and asked me about you and our feeling and so on.
That's the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
The threesome.
Yeah, the few stooges.
The Three Stooges. And Sarge,
Yeah.
we wish you all the best today.
So, Inspector, it's your turn to say.
Yes, I want to thank all the Hitz FM family for the words of encouragement. Chalu and the pastor who prayed. I want to say that, well, today it's like an ordinary day for me. It's one of the days that, you know, I try my best not to be nervous in situations like that. Just go and just consider it part of the job. I want to thank Sergeant Zachary Hippolyte, who called in. It's nice to know that other officers are listening. Leading officers who probably have the station listening also. And like I said in the beginning, I want to wish all police officers who are doing that interview today and this week and into next month, I want to wish them the best of luck. And hopefully in September, when all is over, we will all be smiling with new uniforms.
Okay.
So once again, I want to thank everybody who called or listened, and keep supporting the program. It's for all of us to benefit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Inspector. Now we have on the platform, somebody said, good day to all of you, and may God bless you all. And she also said, they can't keep a good man down.
Oh.
So I think that is referring to you. So I would like to wish you all the best. And remember, the pen that you're going to use, make sure you ask God to bless it and give you all what it takes for you to come out victorious.
Yes.
Because Psalms 121 said, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help, and my help cometh from the Lord. Look what troublesome lady is calling there. Let's take the call. I give you a minute. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Before I begin, I just want to say that usually when I call a program, right, I have my voice is different from a lot of people, and sometimes you find out they might, say, they might be tempted to say, ma'am, it's not ma'am, it's so. So I just want to have a bit of clarification on that this morning. I just want to say good morning to Sergeant Chico quickly. Sergeant Chico, good morning. This is my name. Well, my name is Selvin Jabatis, aka the Red Lobster. So I just want to wish you well this morning, Sergeant Chico. And I wish you all the best, and I wish you blessings. And I just want to wish you well, and that everything will go well with you. So this is what I'm wishing for you to do. This is coming from Selvin Jabatis, a.k.a. the Red Lobster. Lady Diane, good morning. Dr. Secret, good morning to you.
Hey.
To everybody in the studio, I want to say a blessed good morning to you all this morning.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yes, you're most welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay, have a good day. Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Asylum, please come in. Yeah. Yeah, you were saying something while the lady...
Yeah, I noticed, well, she said her name is Red Lobster. I know lobsters, when they're cooked, they are red. So she's ready. She's red, and I guess she's a mature lobster. So she gave us. So she's
like
already
that.
cooked. So thanks for the words of encouragement.
Hello.
Good morning once again. This is the Red Lobster. Again, yes. It is not, you see the thing, it is not a lady, it is a two. Okay, it is a gentleman. So I just want to clarify that. Because I know sometimes, we get carried away sometimes. Because I have a very fine voice. I also have a singing voice that when I attended the class is comprehensive, I should a lot of singing. So you find that also my voice is a bit, because I was in the choir and everything like that. So it is not a ma'am or a lady, it is a sis. And the lady is Selvin, Selvin Jabatis.
Oh, Selvin, okay.
Yes, a.k.a. the Red Lobster. Yes. Okay, bye-bye.
Say that to Inspector Chico. Don't say that to me.
Okay.
All right, Inspector, it was nice having you here. And every good thing must come to an end. I wish you all the best. And I hope, well, in fact, not hope, I am anticipating to get good results. Yeah. So thanks everyone to those who are viewing us on channel 124 and also listening to Hitz FM 92.1 in the north and 91.1 in the south. This is the time that we will say goodbye because we have to. One party. So, Merci en pile pour tout le monde qui était à côté 92.1 dans notre pays et 91.1 en sud pays. Écoutez, regardez Channel 124 Underground TV. Et Shara in Fonse Jacques Souffre. Nice to let me know that you're viewing. Oui, c'est mon Ouest écoutez, monsieur Salam Mikaiba Auditi à ce breakfast fête. Nous t'es là, nous pas là encore. Bye bye, point précaution, lavez la main, lavez fijayou, mettez massou. Et minibus driver Grand Rivière, moi parler pour hier, exemple, pièce patini masse à bon machine ça. Vous pouvez pour checker. Moi parler pour avec moi dormir masse. And you know the man telling me, his face is his mass. Ouais, ok. Là, on prend le cocaïne. So, bye bye. Docteur là, il parle encore.
They want to flood Trinidad market with all their cheap inferior goods, and he won't permit it. But he want to re-register as the national carrier. No way, sir. Antigua turned down his offer. This time Chambers and Fairburn understand. You both need each other in the region. You can make treaties with France and Japan.